I was tasked with our top 5 right backs in our player pool at this very moment. And you get to pick apart, everybody listening and watching. Hit us up at Glosso America if you disagree with me, which, okay, it's fine. Or you can hear and just live vicariously through Big Tones and Charlie in their criticisms and or analysis of my top 5. Here we go. Number 1, I got Serginho Dest. I know he's disappeared. He was back and then he disappeared, and I think he's working through his own injuries. He came back from a significant injury, but he's still my number 1 guy. And all looks like he's going to be in the Gold Cup mix. I don't know about these friendlies coming up, but the Gold Cup mix, I still got him number 1. Number 2, just because I think talk about trust. He's earned the trust of Mauricio Pochettino. I got Joe Scally. He's probably our most bland defenders, but guess what? He does the job on the defensive side of the ball. He's been solid, so we're gonna keep him in solid territory. He's number 2 because nobody's really pushed him out, and again, I think he's got the trust. Number 3, I don't know if this counts, but I'm putting Tim Weah there at number 3, just because we need somebody in pinch. He's got plenty of experience. We know he can do it. Number 4, even though I don't like him on this list, because especially in the Nations League, I didn't think he looked good in this position, but Yunus Musa would be number 4. And then number 5, I've got Marlon FSY, who I think, again, adding that trust into Mauricio Pochettino, that they do like something that he brings to the table. I got him at 5. Now, I still think there's a shout that you could have Richie Ledesma. Obviously, he hasn't. He's been good and solid at that position for PSV, though that's not his best position. And then listen, the way that Mauricio Pochettino likes to play, you could throw a center back out there that has some experience at the right back position, because if we're especially left-sided where Anthony Robinson's going to be the one going forward anyway, then we can shift into that back 3 and be really sturdy. Then Chris Richards, I think, could be part of that conversation as well. So I just want to throw that out there, but my top 5 is my top 5. Big Tones, as someone who has marshaled the back line before and bossed people around from your goalkeeper position, where are you on this right back list, and how do you think my top 5 stack up with what you had in your mind?
Yeah, so there's Dest, Scally, Weah, Musa, Fossey. I don't know enough about Fossey. I mean, I've seen him.
I get it.
I don't know enough about him. I seen him in camps. Right now, though, we have 3 right back options, and that's it. The list should have ended at 3. I mean, I don't see Yunus Musa as a right back.
I don't either. But he just was used there and utilized there in our most recent game.
I actually think the list is two right backs with an emergency right back.
That's essentially what it is. Yes.
Yeah.
So you got Dest, Scally, and Weah.
And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to any. I just don't know Marlon FSY enough.
No, that's
I
fair.
don't see him play every week. I see the highlights that people put on whatever
on
social media and all that stuff, but I don't watch him. Like, I can't tell you. I don't know if you can tell me or anyone can tell me like what his game looks like. What I've seen him in camp. We saw him. I forget what was that in either September or October, whatever camps he was in. I can't remember off the top of my head. So I don't have enough of a sample size. So I don't want to take him off the list.
No, I get it.
But I just don't have enough to go on for Marlon FSY.
No, I get it. Now, Chuck, when we did left backs last week, it was Jedi Robinson. There's like a steep drop off. Here, it's like we have Dest, and then Scally becomes just super solid, and then Weah becomes putting some guy who's not in his best spot just on the field because he's talented enough to make that work. I feel like we're maybe not as sturdy at those outside back positions. When you start to lay it down and put it on paper and you're like, whoa, wait a second. Our depth becomes a little bit more thin. Though I feel like we have more solutions at the right back position in a pinch than we do it on the left side.
Let me tell you something, Jimmy. We've never been solid or deep in those positions. We've only had
Tony Sana and Frankie Hayduk and Steve Cherundolo want to have a word with you.
we've always struggled. Typically,
David Rasheed wants to have a word with you.
Yeah, especially at left back, it's been tough. I mean, throughout my time in the national team, we haven't had a long list of players there. So. Yeah, I don't envy you having to create this list, and I know you tried to turn every stone. And
well, I try to be positive about the situation. Yeah. Ultimately, it's again, there are a lot of different ways we could solve the right back position in a way that we can't on the left, because you need a left-sided, left-footed player that's so comfortable in that channel of the field.
And I agree. Area. I agree with Dalton Harris here. He said McKennie would be an option there before Yunus Musa.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
You might even use Weston there before Tim Weah as well. So
you
know,
could,
it's like,
yeah.
it might be, it literally might be Dest then McKinney if you had to go to a second option, and we're talking about a World Cup, because you have the most depth in your team is in midfield. So you're talking about Tessman, you're talking about Johnny Cardoso, and Tyler Adams, and so you can figure out something in the midfield. I think the right back, Pochettino is going to have to get the best players on the pitch.
Yeah. Jimmy, to my point about Marlon FSY, Ivis puts in the rundown in our private chat. FSY has three straight seasons as a starting right back in the Belgian league. Okay, I looked that up on Transfer Market. I get it. Is he a good long passer? Is he a good short passer? Is he a good defender 1v1?
No,
does he make overlapping runs? Is he a good crosser of the ball? Is he a leader in the team? Does he have an engine to go all game?
What'd you expect? You're getting it from somebody who's an analyst.
But this is my point.
Who looks at numbers.
No.
I was taking a stray.
No. It's my point that we don't know enough. How many people watch the Belgian league? Like we talk about the top 5 leagues in the world every year. No one to me mentions the Belgian league. I don't get it on my cable. I don't watch it. So that's my point when I say I don't know. I just want to explain. I just don't know enough about him. Can anybody tell me? Is he a good short passer? Is he a good long passer? Any of those things.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Serginho Dest would be a good example of. He's not Serginho Dest, but he has elements of his game. He's a former winger that's been dropped a little bit deeper. That kid can get going. When he gets going and going forward, he's hard to slow down. So there's a lot of elements I like about his game. He's not a starter for us, but could you bring somebody out that has that player profile that can break people down and get crosses off in 1v1 situations, that's a little bit quick, that looks to combine quick, and maybe be a catalyst if you're down a goal?
But we saw this all for one game, right? It was one game we saw him play. Like he wanted to get forward. He tried to get forward. I forget who it was, but like I just don't know. I just don't know. Like that's one game. Maybe that's what that game presented it. But maybe in 9 of the other games that he plays out of 10, that doesn't present himself. He has to defend the whole time. So
no,
is he good at that? You know what I mean?
Right. No, these are all great questions. I've seen bits and pieces of some of his games in the run of play, not just in highlights, but the run of play in Belgium. And what we saw in the game that he did play for the U.S. looks very similar. His decision-making is, I'm trying to get forward. When can I break to go forward? In terms of being under it and having to sit in a low block because we're playing against Brazil or Colombia or whoever, I don't know if I have not enough sample size with regard to how his decisions are going to be and how he is in the locker room and all these important things that we know are fundamental and key and clutch for building a team and how you fit within that. I know you're sad. We've come to the end of the video, but if you want more average to good content from your favorite former U.S. men's national team players, this is the channel to make it happen. Go look at our other videos, go look at our playlists, and if you want more of the content, the best way to make that happen is to hit like, hit subscribe, and then turn on all of your notifications so that you do not miss anything that we drop or when we go live or whatever it may be. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.